From the grassy prairies to the tallest mountain peaks, Alberta saw strong tourism in 2025, with the city of Calgary helping lead that charge. Calgary saw more than 8.7 million visitors this year alone. And it wasn't just from an increase in international visitors flying here, but the call to support Canadian saw a lot more people spending their vacation time here in Alberta. We caught up with Travel Alberta to talk about a momentous 2025.
We are pretty excited because tourism is booming. We are on track to have the best summer ever, which is pretty exciting. Alberta is leading the country right now in visitor spend. It's looking to be one of the best years ever.
What was driving that to have Alberta have a record year?
Well, the first thing is we're pretty excited that we have WestJet in our backyard. Alberta's a fly-to destination. We don't necessarily have the drive traffic like other provinces have that are coming in and driving up through the states. So we're really watching what the kind of fly-in traveler and what those numbers are. So that's one of the big things. And I think the second thing is a lot of the stuff we're doing from a marketing perspective in Alberta is a little bit different than the rest of the country. We're really showing not only our beautiful landscapes and the diversity of our landscapes, like you're from Drumheller, it's one of our world UNESCO sites. So we're watching and trying to show the landscapes and the beauty of the place, but we're also really leaning into the personality of the place. This kind of entrepreneurial spirit, this welcoming, friendly, with a little bit of swagger.
And that's been paying off. National estimates say Alberta has seen an 8% increase in visitor spend compared to 2024, which was a record-breaking year in itself. International flights landing in Calgary were up 11%, bringing in more guests from overseas and our friends to the south. Alberta is the only province that has seen an increase in American visitors this year.
What's really interesting right now is we're seeing more of a growth out of the eastern states. And they're coming and they're staying a little bit longer. So we think it's the exceptional experiences that are here. We think it's what's happening within the summer, what's going to happen within the winter. We're seeing the growth continue.
Obviously, a lot of momentum in 2025, but what do you have ready for 2026? Any exciting things?
I can tell you there's some interesting things in wellness, what's happening in the province right now. So we're putting Alberta on the map with what's happening from a wellness. It looks like that's kind of a destination or a trend that we're seeing is wellness. And I think Alberta is starting to not only invest in new development, there's something really interesting happening in Edmonton, but I'll come talk to me next year and we'll tell you all about that. And then the other thing that's really interesting is there's a trend that's called knock tourism. So travelers are looking to come and experience Alberta at night. So dark sky viewing, northern lights viewing, and then even a little bit of a trend of sleep tourism. Viewing the dark sky, the beautiful dark sky preserves we have here, disconnecting, and then being able to have, a nice sleep under the stars. So that's exciting. Agritourism. Agritourism is a trend that we're watching. Of course, in Alberta, there's farms and ranches everywhere. We're starting to see some really interesting development in agritourism. Ranch stays. There's a really interesting new accommodation near Pincher Creek. And you can stay in these beautiful grain silos that have kitchens and bathrooms and running water. And then you're out in the beautiful, the Southern Rockies there, being able to, hike, but then go back and stay in a grain silo. That's really, really interesting.
That seems so authentically Albertan.
Yeah. So that's something that's kind of continuing.
What excites you the most about where Alberta is at in drawing tourists in?
I think we're really excited to see the growth of the international visitor that's coming here. All signals are indicating that Canada's on the map and that Alberta is leading the charge. So we're really excited to see what's going to happen from the Mexican market next year. And we're really excited to see what's going to happen from the South Korean market. So I think the continued growth of the international visitor to the province is something we're really thrilled about. And I think something we're really proud about too.
Well, thank you for sitting down and joining us to talk about 2025.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah.